Welcome all. So in the last class we have seen what is meant by an array and what are the two types of arrays and how to declare an array. So and how to create an array. Now in this lecture we will see how to create a one-dimensional array. Now a one-dimensional array means it is nothing but the collection of homogeneous elements. So for example, if I declared an array int a, now I want to create an array with some specific size. So in this example I want to create a one-dimensional array with 5 different elements. That means to store 5 different elements in this array a. Now how can I declare int a is equals to new int of 5. Now where new is an operator which is used to create an array. Now in Java, arrays are also treated as objects, so that we can use the new operator to create an array. Now once this statement executes, now the internally the array will be created with the name a and its indices starting from 0 and ends with n minus 1, that is 5 minus 1, its maximum index is 4, that is a of 0. Now the first element is stored here, a of 1, second element, a of 2, third element, a of 3, fourth element, a of 4, and the fifth element will be stored here. Now in Java, for each and every array type there is a corresponding class which is available. For example, integer array is there, integer class is there, floating point array is there, floating point class, float class is there, double array, double class is there, boolean array, boolean class is there. Now in order to get this class name, what you can do is invoke the methods get class dot get name on the corresponding array name. Now for example, a is the array name, get class dot get name. Now this returns the corresponding type of the array a. Now in this example, the type of the array a is integer, so that it gives the one-dimensional array I. This I represents integer array. Now for example, I am creating an array, so here int a is equal to new int of 10. That means I am creating an array with the size 10. That means to store 10 different elements in the array a. Now I want to display the corresponding type of the array a. Then what I can do, invoke the class, the method get class dot get name on this object array name a. Now let us see what happens. Let us compile the program, Java C and Java. Now this gives I represents integer array. Now for example, now I am changing the type of the array here. Now for example, float a is equal to, now to store floating point variables, here it is float. Now let us compile the program and see, that is f represents floating point value. This is a one-dimensional array. Similarly, for example, byte. Now let us take what happens, byte of 10. So compile this program. Now see what happens, that is b represents byte. Similarly, for example, boolean. So let us see what happens, boolean of 10. Now this holds the boolean, that is z represents the boolean array. Now for each and every array the corresponding class will be available. Now that you can print with the help of this option. Okay. So now let us see how to initialize this array. Now once an array has been declared, now the next step is initialize the values or store the values. Now the initialization, again two types. So static initialization and the dynamic initialization. Static initialization means you can assign some values here. Now for example, so now I don't want to create the dynamically here, int. Now my array data type is int a is equal to, now I want to store the elements 1 2 3 4 5. Now how many elements are there? 6 different elements are there. Now all the 6 different elements are stored in the array A. Now let us print all the elements. Now in order to print all the elements, what you have to do is, let us use one for loop. For I equal to 0, I less than number of elements I plus plus, then print system dot out dot print ln. So what is the array name? A of I. So use one space. Now if you want to print all the elements, then compile the program and see 1 2 3 4 5 6. Now if you want to display all the elements in a row, then delete this new line. Now 1 2 3 4 5 6. Now suppose if you want to find out the sum of elements in the given array, then use sum is equals to 0, then so instead of print all the elements, sum plus equal to a of I. So actually this is not required, delete, and then print system dot out dot println sum, the sum of elements you can print here. Now the sum is 21. Now this is the process to find the sum of elements and to initialize the array. So in the next class we will see how dynamically create the array using the new operator.